this is Hearts of Iron. Hearts of Iron 4 is a game set in the World War II era. It pitches the great powers of Germany, the United Kingdom, the United States, France, Italy, Japan, and the Soviet Union against each other as they vie for control of the world. So naturally, what do? Well, we play as Greece and try to restore the Macedonian Empire.
Courtesans and gentlefolks, I bid you welcome to my opera. Let us cavort like the Greeks of old. You know the ones I mean.
Obviously, we have to. I'm going to try and create a variation on my most popular video ever, pretended to be Alexander the Great in 1936, so let's see if I can do one better. So, last time we played this, we went with the obvious path of first recreating the Byzantine Empire and then conquering everything else we needed to form Macedonia. And for those of you who don't know how much that territory that is pretty much everything from Shkodër in northern Albania all the way to Afghanistan, parts of India, and parts of the Soviet Union. So that's a whole lot of land. And we did it as one of the more powerful variations, Byzantium. Now, today we will play the only path that makes sense. We will go with the king's government and the right to rule, which means monarchism. The monarchist path is obviously the only worthy path. First, let's get rid of the army. These men are untrustworthy. Construction, a little bit of infrastructure here. We have resources here, might as well use them. Also build slots and follow up with military factories there as well. Now, this video is going to be based off the strategy that Hatless Spider came up. This man has a massive, very wrinkly brain, so he comes up with all the smart stuff. I'll link to his video down in the description below. Air Force, we're also selling all of this. Now, speaking of selling, international market. And we're going to sell literally everything we own except for our convoys. All of it. All of it goes to the market instantly at the high price. The reason we do this right away is we don't need the equipment right away. And the AI is very, very buy hungry in the first hours of the game. They will buy all of this, giving us a nice industrial boost. Research, we're going to open with the obvious machine tools, electronic mechanical engineering, and artillery. Why artillery? Well, we're going to rush for improved artillery, and we're also going to rush for 1936 light tanks. Yes, but it's not what you think. We're going to create budget space marines because our manpower pool is tiny. There's only about 6.2 million Greeks. It will be a while before we get extra manpower, so we have to minimize our losses. Oh, dockyards, by the way, some convoys. So we have to minimize losses, and the best way to do that is build divisions that take very little losses and use them wisely. As for production, one on guns, one on toward artillery, we'll add another one on support equipment, and we'll come back to this later on. That is pretty much the setup done. Could just start exercising the Navy to burn up some of that valuable fuel. Might as well. And that is pretty much all we need to do for now. Now we unpause and wait for the next bit. Yeah, speaking of, if you don't want to see this every time you sell stuff, just go into the market options and mark auto accept purchase requests. You have to do that every single time, but yeah, it's going to be worth it. And then these people are going to buy all of your stuff, giving you more construction bonuses, pretty much. And we're not going to interfere in the 1936 Greek parliamentary election. We're not going to arrest the king, because the king will lead us to glory. Almost forgot. I need to train one cavalry division. Spoiler, we're going to have a civil war. Should have done that at the start, but we'll still be able to deploy this on time. Electronic mechanical engineering is done, and we're going to go here and grab interwar tank development. Right to rule the king has dissolved parliament as he must. We're locked out of the rest of the tree. Now we're going to devalue the drachma and work our way all the way down here to the bedrock of Balkan financial stability. As we all know, Greece is one of the most fiscally responsible countries in the world. Always has been, always will be. And we got some free political power. I'm gonna hire a chief of the army. All of these guys are somewhat locked, which is unfortunate because Nicolas Plastiras is really good. We're gonna get Alexandros Papagos here. He's all right. Communism is gonna be annoying. People are gonna start burning some of our buildings. they're gonna be just generally annoying moving forward. We are headed towards a not great time for the nation, but it's okay. Interwar artillery is done. We're gonna use that slot to go well ahead of time and grab improved artillery. I know, it's like way ahead of time, but it's fine. And we have more political power. We're gonna hire Ioannis Metaxas, a devoted corporatist. I'm going to go with concentrated industry for that extra 5% factory output, mostly because production is going to matter most in the early parts of this guide, of this run. I need as much production as I can, and dispersed really mostly pays off the longer a run goes on, or I should say, the more often you switch out production. And we're not going to do that all that much, I think, but I could be wrong, that concentrated is the better choice here for that 5% extra factory output, and the other bonuses from dispersed won't come into play as much. Oh no, civil war, woe is me. Rally to the king. All right, so we're going to have a little bit of a civil war. Don't worry about it. We don't have units. The other side doesn't have units. It's all fine. So they will spawn up here in Thessaloniki, Thrace, Peloponnesos, and the Aegean Islands as well. Well. Don't worry about it. We're going to take that horse we were training. We're going to deploy it here in this tile. Forcibly click that button, instantly deploy the unit, give them a general and a field marshal, and we're going to train up an additional singular unit of infantry that will also deploy on that tile. Importantly, mark this as high equipment priority, international market, and we're going to cancel some of our sales. 5,000 guns to the Turks. I'm not going to cancel that because I like the industrial output that gives me. We're selling a couple of guns to Mexico as well, about 800's worth. We're going to cancel that contract with Mexico, and we're going to take the equipment off the market. That gives us another 800 guns for this infantry division. Let's let a few hours tick by so that unit gets a little bit of organization and walk it into Thessaloniki. Now we railroaded back here to Corinthos, and now we walk it into Patras, and from Patras down to Kalamata, and from Kalamata to Argos. A nice trip of Greece. There we go. And now we're going to run him right back up to Thessaloniki, and this unit is almost ready to be deployed as well. And we force deploy the infantry now as well. Assign him to the same general. Railroad the infantry up there as well. Cavalry unit walk up to the Bulgarian border on that plains tile here, Central Macedonia. And the infantry unit walk it up to the plains tile next to it, or right below it, right next to Thessaloniki. There we go. Everybody should be deployed. We'll walk the infantry into this mountain tile, cavalry up to that plains tile. When they're all there, they have arrived. We'll set a front line here, and we'll move no further. We'll convert both of these to infantry and wait. High priority on reinforcement. I will train up as many units as we can in the future. Now, this Greek civil war is still ongoing, but don't worry about it. We control everything that matters except for the Aegean Islands, which have a little bit of manpower, and Thrace, which also has a little bit of manpower. Realistically, our enemy, the Hellenic Republic, has about enough manpower to deploy a single division. They have 2 factories, and that's it. They are no threat. But why? Why are we not killing them? It's obvious. They have a focus tree. They have a really good focus tree, and depending on AI behavior, they're going to use this really well to our benefit. So the AI usually rushes down the industrial effort branch. It grabs all the armament efforts and then grabs all the civilian factories from this part here. In total, they are going to give us, let's see, 2 civs, 3 civs, 4 civs, bit of infrastructure, and 3 military factories. And if we're really lucky, they might also give us a couple of naval dockyards. I don't know exactly what they'll do. They may take a couple of the mills, a couple of the civs, and then go down political effort or aviation effort if they're really stupid. It's a bit of a gamble, but it always pays to let them run their course until like late 1937. We can see what they've done a little bit using our espionage agency. We're going to create an agency now. Could have done that a little sooner, but we're doing it now. Espionage agency, we are going to hit the unfortunately named pills. We're also going to grab economy civilian up there, psychological warfare, the cryptology department, and then anything really. Could get commando training or invisible ink, but the 4 that I mentioned first are important. The other Greece have deployed a unit, a singular unit. They won't even attack us. Chances are we'll end this civil war without a single shot fired, which is quite funny. Our first spy commandos are good. If you find any with the seducer trait, they're even better, but we'll take Patrick Lee Firmer and we'll deploy him in Hungary. Yes, Hungary. Reason for that is we're going to cheese Hungary somewhat. Hungary starts with, or will get, a national focus or national spirit that boosts their fascism. If left unopposed, it will run their fascism up high enough that they can renounce the Treaty of Trianon and work on joining the Axis. However, using spies, first to build a spy network and then to use boost ideology, we boost their non-aligned party ideology high enough that they can never flip to fascist, they can never do the Treaty of Trianon, and they will be effectively neutered and locked out of the Axis, giving us either an in to conquer them outright if we so choose later on, but most importantly, it means we won't have to fight them as part of the Axis. Germany will lose a lose an ally, and it's just a border that we won't have to guard. Economy and civilian is in. We're now going to grab psychological warfare. That will increase the effectiveness of our ideology boosting shenanigans, but we're going to wait until the spy network's a little higher up. Hurrah, we're fiscally responsible. Now we move on to the bedrock of Balkan financial stability. We're going to start this, but keep the game paused for a little bit. We're now going to improve relations with Albania, Yugoslavia, Bulgaria, Turkey, Romania, Hungary, Czechoslovakia, and Austria. So 8 nations in total. This is why we need all that political power there. We're not going to spend any of it on other things than improving relations right now. Now, the reason we want all these people to like us is because we're just that desperate to be loved. But more importantly, for each one of those nations that has a high opinion of us, we get off-map civs. This is just a massive amount of civilian factories that we get, plus the political power. So if we get all of these people to like us, we get such an incredible industrial boost. We've ran out of political power, so we stopped with all the improvements, but relations were high enough, or they should be high enough. That was good, that was good, that was good. That was good. Ooh. We might have missed Bulgaria. I don't exactly know, but I think we missed the mark on Bulgaria. Still, 29 civs. Not bad. Not bad. Most of those are off map as well, so the enemy can bomb them. Anyway, we're about to hit our command power cap as well. We're going to quickly go here to our officers tab and just promote a bunch of random officers to create generals. You don't have to do this. I think it's just it's a sensible thing to do considering our next step. Our next step is to get to the, well, let's see what we got in terms of generals. So nothing special. So our next step is to go into the officer corps and get political loyalty. This is going to boost our stability a teeny tiny bit, but the higher our stability, the better. We need more stability to get everything about this country being better. Not just better, it has to be great. We have sufficient political power now to hire the financial expert. Let's get him in. All right, fancy improved artillery. Let's go and grab the... I need trucks, but that can wait. I also need maintenance company and maintenance company 2, so we're grabbing maintenance company 1 here. The reason we want maintenance company 2 is it unlocks easy maintenance, which is good for reliability in tanks, but more importantly, it makes them so much cheaper to build. So it's a little bit of an investment. Let's make some of that fancy new artillery as well. First mills seem to be dropping in. We're gonna need about 4, maybe 5. Let's start with 4 on basic infantry equipment. No, actually 5 on basic infantry equipment and 3 on improved artillery and support equipment. Italy, oh my god, really? Italy signed a white peace with Ethiopia. Go figure. Oh, for God's sake, the other Greece has gone bomber focus. Oh, they could have had these two, but no. No, I hit record and everything goes off the rails. Anyway, this is a risk. The AI is the AI. It's gonna do dumb things. It's not perfectly programmed to immediately rush down to construction effort and grab all these. Oh well, it's okay. We still have time. 4 monopolies cracked down on. Then on to the Academy of Athens for more research slots. Very nice. With those 4 monopolies cracked down on, we now have access to Biomax for our tanks, Pirkal for our guns, and Petropoulos for our trucks. Let's put them to good use. Got our improved tank chassis. Switching over to improved machine tools for more production. Our economy is strong. Very strong, and just keep building up. We're gonna design a tank here, improved light tank. This is also the design Atlas Spider used. I can see why. Personally though, I'm more of a fan of the extra machine guns for the extra soft attack, but I understand wanting more breakthrough and defense considering how these are gonna be used, and it does mean they're cheaper. Let's start putting those into production as soon as everything else here is filled out. Construction, keep building military factories in your highest infrastructure provinces first, and then follow up with filling out the Peloponnese, Crete, and Central Macedonia. Now let's grab Maintenance Company 2. It only takes 200 days. It's not that long anymore. Going a little bit ahead of time is okay. Let's go back to construction as well. Let's go back to production as well and add 2 motorized to the top so we can start making a little bit of motorized infantry. Always useful later on. My patience is gone. I'm just gonna cap them. Just gonna get this over with. At least the war will end with 0 shots fired. There we go. We've conquered them, annexed their equipment. Gonna build a naval base in Thrace, and we're gonna hook it up with the railway line here. Reason we're doing this is because we're gonna kill Bulgaria eventually. Anyway, I'm gonna keep training units until we have like 20 of them. We have a spy network that's over 50% in the UK now. We could do collaboration governments whenever we want. Ideally, you do these when you have 3 spies. However, I think we can afford to just do them now and just rebuild the spy network just so we can get ahead of time a little bit. Make sure that they are at a high priority. This operation is going to take a lot of guns. Our traditional allies in the Aegean asks the UK if we can join the allies. We don't want to join the allies. We simply want to continue on the focus tree. The reason we take this is because it's way shorter than prepare against the Mediterranean threat. This is 70 days. This is 35. So we take this one. The UK might say no, but they usually say yes, inviting us to the allies. What that does is negate all of the spy shenanigans we've done in the UK. When they invite us, we're going to keep the game paused and immediately leave again, put our spies back, and our spy network should still be there. If we were doing an operation though, we would lose it and it would be cancelled even if it was in progress. Maybe I should start adding support AA. Let's add support AA to the units as well. All right, securing the Bulgarian menace. Stop the exercises, get a little bit of org up, Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, yada yada yada. We're going to declare war on Bulgaria, call none of our allies in because we don't have any, and we're just going to go walk into Bulgarian territory. Attack, 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 straight for Sofia, straight through everything, slow the game down a little, and as for focuses, expand the Athens University down to protectors of the Mediterranean. And we should be able to overrun Bulgaria really quickly. They suck, their army is virtually non-existent, and all they have going for them is terrain. However, we should be able to overrun them in no time flat. Simply keep moving, keep pushing. And bada bing, bada boom, war should be over. We could annex Bulgaria because we need the territory for our formable nation. I don't want to annex Bulgaria because that will expose a very large front with Romania. Now, Romania is not a problem, but Germany is, and I don't want to bother with Romania until I'm ready to bother with Romania. So I might be better off simply puppeting Bulgaria instead and then annex them using the puppet mechanics later. Poland refuses German ultimatum. Instantly pause the game. Go to Poland, guarantee their independence now. That will allow us to join the war the moment Germany declares. If you wait, you're gonna find yourself having to manually justify on Italy for your cores in the Dodecanese Islands. It just slows the game down and you might be too slow to save France. But we've done it now, it's perfect. In terms of research, we got another slot as well. Just gonna grab excavation, make more use of our own resources. As for focuses, we on to the protectors of the Mediterranean. It's gonna be very valuable getting all that extra political power. What are we going to do here? Make sure we have at least 4 units on Albania. These should be sufficient. We can add more as the units in training here. These 5 guys finish. We'll put them on that border as well. So that should give us a total of 9 to overrun Albania and later do shenanigans with. 15 of these guys, park them either in Athens or Patras, anywhere. It doesn't really matter. Just realized in terms of construction, I do like to do this. So connecting up all of my ports to the actual railway network. Reason being, otherwise a lot of your supply is going to go via sea. Shit that goes via sea tends to get sunk. That's neither here nor there, not super relevant. Okay, so these 15 guys that are currently on a port, we're going to ship them over to France as soon as the war starts, and we're going to park them on the Belgian border. All right, Germany's declared war on Poland. We're going to join that war. Italy should not join. Ever since By Blood alone, they've been very reluctant to join World War II for at least the first 6 months. We'll see how that goes. It's the AI, they do stupid things all the time. Now we're going to go to France, ask for military access, and we're going to go to the UK, ask for military access. Slow the game down a little. Bada bing, bada boom, both of them say yes. We're going to take these 15 guys, and we're going to draw a fallback line here from Dunkirk all the way along the Belgian line towards Sedan. So all of these tiles. You could cover this tile as well, but usually the French have that very well covered because the Belgian army tends to get funneled down there along with all the French troops, and that's just where they end up. They tend to defend this well. You don't need to defend Metz, it's the Maginot, that's fine. So our units are now going to head into France and defend it at all costs. Italy tends to not join, like I said. If they do, simply overrun them in Albania and then we can move on. Navy, we're going to take our navy and, our collection of boats. We're going to sail them over to Nice, or as they say, Nice. And I'm going to roll back my research here. I selected excavation 1, but that was wrong. What I really want is landing craft. 224 days, not that bad. This will allow us to land a lot more troops. Not that important for Italy, but it's going to be vital later on for the UK. Now, you might be asking, Bittersteel, why the UK? Why? You're fighting the Axis already. No, look, I'll give you a peek behind the veil. So our plan is to keep France alive. Then we kill Italy best we can, either through a naval invasion and then just overrunning them, or let the French handle it. Either way, Italy has to die, preferably giving us the puppet. Then, when all that is done, we plan a naval trust me on this. We plan naval invasions from Le Havre, Dieppe, or Cherbourg into the southern UK. We launch those naval invasions. Now, you might be thinking, but you can't invade the UK. They're friendly. You're not declared war. Yes, I have military access in France and military access in the UK. That means I can use naval invasions. They would just be considered troop transports. Trust me, it works. When those troops leave for their naval invasion, air quotes, and they're like all at sea, then we declare war in the UK. And when they land, I'll be at war. Trust me, you have to see it to believe it, but it's hilarious. All right, it's late 39 as well. So October, November, we're going to move on to the next step of our plan. Part of the territories we need to conquer are Afghanistan and Iran. Now, if we justify a war goal here, 155 days, and then Afghanistan, 310 days. Boy, that's expensive. We're gonna let that justification run its course. It should be okay. They should not be getting anyone's guarantees, mostly because everyone's busy, and also because we, as Greece, have not generated enough world tension. We're not in a faction that generated world tension. We'll be more or less okay to justify at our leisure. These guys should not get any guarantees. Once we declare war in Afghanistan and Iran, they're gonna join the Axis, which is perfect. That means they'll be joined with the German peace deal when it comes down to it. Another 150 political power. Let's go up to a war economy. We've killed 160,000 Germans already, and we have lost 2,000 Greeks. Not bad. Even on a budget, still working out well. They can't pierce my tanks yet. They still can't pierce my tanks. I think I could jack them up even more. Yeah, even more defense. Maybe even more armor on them if I really tried. First collab in the UK is done. We're going to work on the second one now, and that should be the last one we get. Racking up a nice amount of kills. Barely taking any casualties. That's so stupid. Anyway, we're getting the rest of this infantry ready. For the time being, mostly going to use them to guard my ports. That's pretty much it. When we see an opportunity, I am probably going to bring them in for the invasion of Italy to help cover additional front lines. It's gonna depend on just how well all this goes. Anyway, we have more funny things to do. I'm gonna improve my relations with Yugoslavia. That, combined with the current world tension and the threat we pose to them, should be enough to get them to join our faction, or rather to allow us to create a faction with them. It all has its purpose, trust me. Just gonna have to trust me on this, but we're gonna stab everyone in the back eventually. Justification on Iran is done. I'm gonna declare war. That is simply gonna make them join the Axis, if I'm not mistaken. There we go, they're in the Axis. We'll do the same with Afghanistan when that finishes. Oh, Italy's justifying on us. They're probably gonna do their, where's the focus? The war with Greece focus? Here, war with Greece. Which is fine. That's actually perfect. They'll attack us, and that will allow us to come in swinging. Yes, in that case, we are going to justify a war goal on Iraq instead. 240 days. Should be able to get their war declared in time. We're going to create a faction with Yugoslavia. Call it memes. Yugoslavia joins our faction Hurrah Huzzah. Slight problem with this is that Italy got Dalmatia. Usually, Italy doesn't get Dalmatia, and Yugoslavia just has to cover a small, teeny tiny portion of the front line. This is not a teeny tiny portion of the front line. This is actually quite annoying now. We'll see how that plays out. I could call them to arms straight away, which would be good. They can probably take some stuff from Germany up there. There we go. Get them involved. I don't care what Yugoslavia does. I am going to kick them from our faction in June 1940 anyway. After which, we're going to be inviting Turkey to our faction, and we're going to do the same thing to them as well. We want these all to join the Allies. Yes, all of them must join the Allies so they can all capitulate at once. There we go. Italy has declared war. Hurrah! Backbone of the army is also done. Hurrah! Now we weather this first Italian push, and then we counterattack. Ooh, Romania wants to join my faction. I could make this so much funnier now. You know what? Since the game is going off the rails. Might as well get them into my faction. Still, if we close this, that is pretty much the majority of the Italian army eliminated. I could probably push up through the north. The only reason I don't want to do that is because that will give occupation to Yugoslavia. I'm gonna kick Yugoslavia from the faction, by the way, because bye-bye. I don't want them in my faction. 4 more days and I can kick Romania from the faction as well. They should also join the Allies. If not, I may have made a mistake. Anyway, let's kick Romania, and we're gonna dismantle the memes faction. Go to Turkey, click create faction, and they too shall join the memes. See, they joined instantly when we create a faction. If we try to invite them to a faction, it wouldn't work because they have a whole lot of things counting against it. It's fine this way. Romania also joined the Allies, and we call Turkey in. They don't join until they got troops on their borders, but then they will join. Let's naval invade. Should be able to hit the Italian coast hard, cut them in half, funnel in additional infantry, and just mop up. We should be able to secure the puppet that way as well. I'm gonna grab logistics companies that are gonna be helpful. Let's go there and support the attack. And here as well, take that unit out, head for Napoli. Some of our units are getting caught out at sea once again. It is what it is. It's annoying. I can't really do anything about it. It's something I have to live with. Let's head for Livorno. Let's keep moving forward. Just keep grabbing land. Our goal is to force their civil war to happen as quickly as possible. Fastest way to do that is to simply keep attacking them and keep taking cores. Every time Italy loses a core, like the slider for their balance of power ticks further towards civil war in a big chunk. Plus they get like daily or weekly ticking. Either way, it works out very well. Just need Italy weak. As far as absolutely humiliating Mussolini goes, this is still a pretty good showing, I'd say. It's still pretty quality. Anyway, I'll declare war on Iraq. No guarantees on them. They'll also join the Axis. Yep, there we go. I'm a little shocked Mussolini still hasn't given up. They haven't hanged the man yet, which is shocking. Anyway, we'll kick Turkey from the faction. Well, it's January of 1941. If Italy's not going to capitulate or have its civil war, fine, I don't care, Mussolini. It's settled anyway. Clean up this stain in France, move up all my armor towards Le Havre and Dieppe, and prepare for that naval invasion of the UK. This is where the fun begins. This is where hilarity will ensue, trust me. And there goes Italy. Goodbye. Let's queue up a couple more divisions. I want to get 10 additional more units. Alright, well, we've just straight up capitulated Italy then. That'll have to do. And with Italy out of the picture, I'm simply going to justify a war goal on Britain for Malta. Doesn't matter which. The entire army is being redeployed now to Dieppe. 3 units per tile. We're going to hit everything between this tile and the tile next to London. We have military access through France, and we have military access through the UK. So in theory, if you use a naval invasion between either your own 2 territories or a territory between you that you have access between, this is nothing more than transportation. This is just a way of getting a unit from a port to a tile that doesn't have a port. That's it. We're going to launch the naval invasion, and they're all going to depart because we technically have naval superiority here. See, it says friendly supremacy 7,000 something. It's because of the allied fleets. You know, we're friends. They count as allied, and they're all underway. They have departed. Glorious. Now we're going to stop. We're going to pause the game with all these ships in transit about to hit the shore. We're going to go to the UK. Going to declare war. I know. Cheesy, but these invasions were ongoing and they will continue. So these guys are now going to hit the coast. We never had naval superiority. We're going to go to war with all of the allies, obviously. So this is defended. This is defended, air quotes, because I don't have the units to defend all of this. I may actually just need to pull back even further south. As long as I don't capitulate, as long as I don't capitulate, it's fine. So all of the allies are going to get involved here. Now, will we be able to land? The UK does have its coast guarded. I am skeptical. Oh no. Oh, the units that were trying to naval invade ports broke. They didn't actually work as intended. Good God, no. Oh, this is going to be difficult, but not impossible. Allow me to update you on a bit of a cautionary tale. If you're doing this, don't hit the ports themselves, because the units that were headed for ports, the AI logic broke and they decided to just turn back now that the ports were no longer friendly. Definitely not what you want to see here. The other units are doing exactly as they were supposed to, so that's at least going well. And we're breaking out now, so we'll be able to take Dover. We should be able to take Portsmouth. We have our collaboration governments in place. We should be able to make use of the local supply enough to take all this out. So all of our units have landed. We have something. And we should be able to overrun the UK relatively quickly. They have 2 collaboration governments. Our units are good enough to make this work. The Allies only have the UK and France, they've not capitulated yet, but that's because we've been throwing them a lifeline. All right, Nottingham. Isn't that where Warhammer World is? I want to visit. I really want to visit. Every now and then check back with Greece, where we're really suffering. Oh, we are really suffering here. Let's make a rush for Liverpool. If I can get the Liverpool, I think it's over. 96% with Liverpool. It's done! UK has capitulated. Now I just need to wait for France to die. Will France die? That's the question. Does Germany still have enough strength to kill France? Because I can't do it. I physically cannot kill France right now. Because I cannot get across here. There is only enemy superiority here. And I cannot get my troops back home. It does look like the Great German Breakthrough is coming. I just need France to die within a couple of weeks before the Americans join. I think it's over. I've also been naval invaded in the south. I think I'm gonna lose now. Unless France capitulates within the next couple of days. No way! No way! Oh, I was gonna die! I was so close to dying! Okay, so what I take in this peace deal is not as relevant as you might think. For one, don't have a lot of points. I'm going to use those points to puppet the UK in Belfast, if I can, and puppet France in Brittany. Anything else? We'll see. So the reason we're not taking anything out of Yugoslavia, Romania, Turkey, all that, is because all of that is going to go to the Axis anyway. And the Axis are our next enemy anyway. Whatever the Axis takes, doesn't matter, I will take it off them. However, I want a UK puppet, because I already control all of the UK, and I can then give them that stuff, so I have a strong puppet. And I want a French puppet for very much the same reason. Mostly, I will get a foothold in France. One thing I might actually want to take, though, is Gibraltar. Submit demands. I want to puppet the UK in Gibraltar. Yeah, there we go. Because otherwise, I can't get my units back. So, what did we take? Let's end this and see. Confirm and exit. Immediately pause, because I want to see just how messed up everything else. So, the naval invasion that was crushing us has fortunately been dealt with. Massive W for us there. First off, I'm going to ferry all these troops from the UK over to France as quickly as possible. The UK should also still have a little bit of manpower. I got 23 divisions left. Don't know how useful they'll be. Our French puppet has 15 divisions left. Those won't be that useful either. All we need now is for Germany to fall over and die. That would be the ideal outcome. See, we've got a Greek Raj here and a German Reich. Such a mess. We're going to talk to Greek Britain. I'm going to give them control of some states, namely all of their own states here. We're simply going to return to them. Glorious Greek Britain. Not Great Britain, Greek Britain. When it comes down to it, I will convert my units in the field into this British division and make use of their manpower instead of mine. Honestly, I should probably do it now. It will be cheaper. It's going to save me on so much manpower. Yeah, I'm going to do it now. These guys are going to redeploy to Greek France and hopefully hold the line, and then we'll see from there. That freed up so much manpower that I can start training more of these units in the home area. So we'll queue up as many of them as I can afford back in Athens. Do I want to start an attack? I do want to start an attack now. Put pressure on the Germans before they can consolidate. Get some encirclements in, destroy a couple of their units while we can. Basically, make our temporary advantage count. Make Greeks France a little stronger while we go. Don't know what these guys are gonna do. Hopefully it'll put units in places that make sense. Supply in Italy is a bit of a bitch, but it is what it is, and these guys should be able to hold now. I've converted all of them to our own template. I've got the manpower for it, got the equipment for it. This should be able to hold, and we'll make small counterattacks to just nudge the line further and further. Should be okay. I think we'll be able to push in towards Istanbul in a bit as well. In Europe, there is virtually no resistance against our pushes, so I'm gonna try and get as many units encircled as I can. Even if it's small numbers of units that we can trap, that's still good. Fewer units I have to fight, the better. Now, in a perfect world, I can push down to the Swiss border, consolidate up north, sweep south, meet in Italy, cut off the Alps here somewhere, so I can have one defensive line here and one offensive line up north. However, I'm uncertain I'll have the units to make that happen. At least the defenses here are solid enough to make sure we can hold. Such a mess, though. Oh, it's such a mess. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I'm loving what I'm seeing, but it's such a stupid mess. All right, as soon as this all gets mopped up, everything in red army goes north and everything in green army goes on that border, and we should be okay. And then I can start figuring out how to kill Germany proper. I'm convinced Germany is so overextended that they have no idea what to do. And I'm gonna leverage that now with a big attack from the south. Oh, there goes the Greek Raj, not the Greek Raj. And a big attack up north. Just push. See what we can do. See if we can do some serious damage now and start taking them apart. I've already taken significant casualties against the Allies, now against us. Now, they still have a lot of units, still have a big industry, but it's not big enough to cover the French front, the Greek front, the Italian / also Greek front, the Bulgarian front, the Russian front, the front in India. Well, I think that front's gone now. But then this front against Japan. So I think they're going to be super duper busy. I think we've got Germany by the balls, though. All right, big push into Germany with the cracked cipher. Let's see what we can do here. I think Germany is still too overextended. Massive casualties. Their army has shrunk significantly. And even though I'm forced to do this with subpar troops, we should still be more or less okay. Ah, we've taken Berlin. Yes. Not exactly the cleanest method right now. I am literally battle planning my way to victory. I also don't care. It's been an incredibly frustrating run so far. It's done. The peace deal. Everyone's died and I have all the points. I can do whatever I want to do. Now, I just need to break out the map on my second monitor because we need to make sure we take all of the correct territory now. Yeah, that is all the stuff I need. I just need to integrate the Greek Raj and I need to integrate Bulgaria, and I will have those. I'll have the button. I will be able to click the button. So we've taken everything and all the other people got puppeted. And let's take a look at the requirements. Ooh. All we're missing is all the Pakistani states, which I can take. Stalinabad, Pamir, and Tashkent, I can take. And then the Bulgarian states, which I can take. So I will now be focusing fully on building up the Greek Raj so I can take that stuff from them. That was my bad. I should simply have been more careful when I took these lands. I need these. And I also need to now build up in Bulgaria, get them to sign everything over to me. And as soon as we've integrated Greek Raj, we're simply going to justify a war goal on the Soviet Union. Won't even take that long. We just need to take Pamir, Stalinabad, and where is it? Where is Tashkent hiding? Tashkent, and we'll get a whole bunch of cores on everything, including these three territories. I should have taken Bekhasi, Cyrenaica, and Derna. It is what it is. There we go. That is the Greek Raj integrated. Oh, Kingdom of Greece, you magnificent bastard. That has a lot of manpower as well, even if it is not core territory. And now all we need to do is get Stalinabad, Pamir, and Tashkent. Alright, we have our justification. We're gonna declare war on the Soviet Union. We're gonna call none of our friends in, and we're simply gonna attack up here till we take, where are we here? Stalinabad, Pamir, and Tashkent. Should be relatively easy. Over here, I'm mostly going to be playing it defensively. Alright folks, feast your eyes on this Kingdom of Greece. Beautiful as it is, but it's about to get so much better. We can now honor the legacy of the Argeats. We control the last territories we need. I'm gonna click that button. We are now the Macedonian state. Look at the manpower. 1.3 million? 12 million! Factories, 172 civilian factories. Military factories, 116. It is August 1943. All that's left is to capitulate the Soviet Union to really establish dominance. We got the navy we would need to sail on over to Japan and take them out as well, to really put the boot in. But yeah, George II has done it. He has formed the Macedonian state, and he is magnificent. Anyway, another big thank you to Hatless Spider for the overall strategy here. I'll leave a link to his video down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed playing it. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.